Have you ever sat down and watched a movie and, you know, like you get through like the first and kind of through the second act and you kind of have a general idea of where the movie might be taking you? And then all of a sudden, it's just like a slap in the face and the whole movie just flips you upside down and you're like, well, I didn't see that fucking coming. Well, I'm telling you right now, that is this movie. Hey guys, welcome to Happy Wax TV. So, okay, I hate doing this to you guys, but this is going to be a very vague kind of review. In fact, it might even turn into a rant by the end of it. But anyways, tonight we're talking about a movie called Dark Encounter. Now, this one I got recommended to me, again, by my friend Jay. I didn't know anything about this movie. I don't remember. I may have read something about it, like maybe last year. I think it was coming to one of the film festivals and they were doing a write-up on it or something like that, but I didn't really keep track of it, and I wish I had, because I'll tell you something, despite what they're saying on IMDb and some other review sites, I don't know what these fucking bozos are watching, but this movie is fucking fantastic. And before I go any further, because it might turn into a rant, I'm telling you right now, watch this fucking movie because I guarantee you're going to fucking love it. So anyways, Dark Encounters, it's directed by Carl Strathy. He has got a ton of short films out, and I believe this is his second full-length feature. Very quickly, there's a family in this movie. Basically, the mom is Laura Frazier, who plays Olivia. She has been in tons of movies. You'll recognize her face as soon as you see her. Mel Rado plays Ray, the dad. And then there's like the brothers and the uncles and the police officers and all this sort of stuff. And I hate doing this to you guys, but the less you know about this movie going into it, the better. But I will say this, okay, because you know this in the trailer. I mean, just if you watch the trailer, you'll know this already. The first half of this movie is an alien abduction type style of movie. It's like a bunch of different movies worked into one in the first and halfway through the second act. Like there's some close encounter. Actually, there's lots of close encounter kind of a feel to this movie with the lights coming through the doors and stuff like that. Fire in the Sky, definitely I got that vibe when I was watching this. Even The Abyss, you know what I mean? As odd as that may sound, the James Cameron movie where they're under the water there. Even The Abyss, I had you know what I mean? Like, again, I don't want to say where I got that feeling from. I guess you'll just have to witness it for yourself. But I don't know, man. I just, it was just, there's a whole bunch of alien style movies wrapped up into this movie. And I'll tell you something, I fucking loved this movie. Let me just read the synopsis really quick. A year after the mysterious disappearance of an 8-year-old girl, we meet her grieving family as they return home from the memorial service in their small town. Later that evening, strange lights appear in the nearby forest, and the family is exposed to an inexplicably strange phenomenon that rattles them to the core. The origin of the lights appear to be visitors from another world that seemingly terrorize the family. Okay, well, that's spot on. I mean, that is the first half of this movie, and that's all I'm going to talk about, because you need to see the second half of this movie. Just watch it. I'm telling you, it just turns you right upside down. I was like, I never saw that coming in a fucking zillion years. I mean, and it just made this movie even better than it already was. Listen, I've read some reviews on this and some people saying that this movie didn't keep their interest, and the way they showed like the invasion was cheap. They used like lights, for aliens and stuff. Well, of course they fucking did. I mean, they did the same thing in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. They did the same thing in fucking Fire in the Sky. Those are both great movies. Like, I don't know what people expect. I don't know if, and again, I might offend some people, and I honestly don't fucking care, because if there's that mentality of people out here where you watch this movie and you say it doesn't keep your interest, or you don't like I get it, and I'm not trying to force my opinion down. I'm just giving you my opinion, but I'm going to defend this movie because I thought it was fucking great, and I loved how they did it because it was very minimalist, and the fucking build-up was fantastic. Like, I don't know, this was one of the best fucking alien abduction kind of encounter movies that I've seen in a long time. I think everybody's so used to these billion-dollar budget fucking shit movies like, you know, Independence Day 2 and like all this other crap that they're pumping out where it's just always in your face. You see the aliens in the first fucking 10 seconds of the movie, you know what I mean? And then it's just, I don't know, is that what we've come to? Because, I mean, this has got a 4.4 on IMDb, and like Bloody Disgusting is giving it like a 5.5. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what are these fucking bozos watching? This is not a 4.4 movie or a 5.5. Like, no way. Like, this is easily, at the very least, a 7.5 movie, maybe even an 8. Like, what the fuck? What are you people watching? You know what I mean? Like, whatever. If I offend some people, I don't give a fuck. Like if that's what you want to watch, is some popcorny bullshit in the theater. You know what I mean? Then go ahead. You know what? Go watch your fucking nun movies, because I think that's the mentality of the people that are giving this movie a review. Because I don't know. Like maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I am, please, in the comments below. If I'm totally wrong and this movie's a pile of shit, let me know, because I sat down and watched it. And again, I've said this before, I gauge a movie on how often I go to my phone, you know, to play video games if there's filler. Didn't go to my fucking phone once. Yes, this is a slow burn, okay? This is a slow burn in the beginning, but I mean, it's also character building, which a lot of movies nowadays don't fucking have. You know what I mean? They just, you meet the characters and then bang, you're right into it. And it's like, oh, well, I don't really give a fuck if they die or not, because I don't even know these people. And that's what a lot of movies, tons of horror movies are like that nowadays, where they're just, and it works in some cases, you know what I mean? But in this movie, you got to know the people, you got to know and feel for them, and it made a very strong effort to show what they're going through and the breakdown that this family is having, because it shows them at the very fucking beginning, okay, when they're going out for dinner and they're all happy and everything, and then something happens, okay, and then it's just, well, the girl goes missing. We know that because it's in the fucking synopsis. So, and then it takes its time to show the breakdown and the frustration and the anger in this family as they try and like contain it, but it's hard, and like the littlest things set the father off, and you know what I mean? And it's just, it shows that, and it just makes you care more about this family and you know, the friends and the aunts and uncles and shit as this alien encounter starts to happen. You know what I mean? And like, that's all I want to say, because I don't even want to bring up the second half of this movie. I'm telling you, just watch this fucking movie. You are going to love it. And don't go on IMDb and Bloody Disgusting and read these reviews from these fucking bozos that I don't know. You know what I mean? If you want popcorny fucking billion-dollar budget movies, then this is the wrong movie for you, I guess. Okay? And I mean, to each their own. Hey, if that's what you like, I like those movies too. But I mean, this movie is killer. So to say it didn't keep your interest, or it was cheap looking, or whatever else these people, I'm like, what the fuck are you people talking about? So anyways, okay, so this wasn't really too much of a review. I knew I was going to keep this one vague anyways, because again, the less you know about this flick, the better it's going to be for you. So I'm telling you, if you haven't even watched the trailer yet, even though I play the trailer down in front of me as I talk, but anyways, just don't watch it. Just go watch this movie and then talk about it after, okay? And if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. And if you have, please leave me comments down below. If you think I'm wrong with what I said, then by all means, try and correct me in the comments, because I'd love to hear what you have to say, because this isn't a perfect movie, but it's a damn good fucking movie. You know what I mean? And I really did enjoy it. So anyways, movie's called Dark Encounter. I would give this like a 7.5 and 8. Yeah, sorry it's vague, but the less you know, the better. Trust me on this one. So anyways, leave comments down below. Dark Encounter. Very quickly too, we are very close. I'm coming up on 2,000 subs. I think we're like 130 away. It would be so awesome if we hit 2,000 subs by the end of the year. I don't know if you guys know this or not. If you're stuck around to the end of this video, I'll say this a few more times before Christmas. But each year, what I want to do is try and match my sub count with a dollar amount that I can donate to a charity. I was going to start Patreon up and take all that money and do it, but I just haven't got around to it yet. So what I did last year is I think my sub count last year at this time, or at Christmas time, was like, I don't know, like 700 and something or 800, I can't remember, but I gave that money, that sub count, you know what I mean, I matched it with my money and gave it to the toy drive we have here in the city. So I'm going to do the same thing this year. So it would be nice to hit 2,000. That way I can donate $2,000 to the charity this time. So again, I don't make any money off this channel. I just do it because I love ranting and raving about horror movies. So anyways, if you haven't subbed, please do so. It would be awesome if you did. Leave comments, and yeah, until next time, guys, stay scared.